Shalom. First and foremost, giving all honor, glory, and worship unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Chakadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And greetings and salutations unto you, Akim, upholding the testimony of Yahushai in truth and in sincerity. Zechariah, the 13th chapter. See, we must find comfort in the way. There is no comfort in the world. Might have a dopamine hit. But you won't have satiating comfort. Now there's a balance, but the point being there's a balance. And there's a balance, but the scale must be heavily laden with the works and the participation of the ministry. And when I say the ministry, meaning everything that we do, on and off the court, the field, however you want to put it, symbolically, with this ministry, is supposed to mold you to being the best version of yourself for the purpose of the ministry. Our job is to reestablish the tabernacle of David. That's what we were put on the earth to do. Everything else is sideline. Zechariah, the 13th chapter, the first verse. In that day, there should be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness. And that fountain that was open is Yahushai. He is that access point to life, that access point for us to fulfill prophecy and realize greatness. The thing is, when you look and consider the house of David, that was a perfect embodiment of greatness. You know what it takes for you to reflect that? Greatness. And with greatness and with purification, right, comes sacrifice. You have to be able to love less. And when you love less, then you can love more. Verse 2. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will cut off the name of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirits to pass out of the land. This speaking of the false prophets. And it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, Thou shalt not live, for thou speakest lies in the name of Yahweh. And there's going to be a great consequence for being a false prophet in these latter days. And his father and his mother that begat him shall thrust him through when he prophesieth. And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed every one of his vision when he hath prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. So, we see these elaborate, beautiful garments that certain of these Israelites wear that proclaim to be prophets. It's for the art of deception. They're doing it to deceive. Their garments don't reflect their heart. And we have to prioritize the heart, the mindset, the proper mindset. Verse 5, but he shall say, I am no prophet, I am an husbandman, for man taught me to keep cattle from my youth. Right, when this prophecy of the MOTB becomes apparent and manifests, a lot of these guys who have not been speaking the truth, they're going to scramble and they're going to try to separate themselves. Verse 6, and one shall say unto him, What are these wounds in thy hands? Then he shall answer, Those which I was wounded in the house of my friends. Verse 7, Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith Yahweh of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, and the Lord is going to smite these false teachers. I'll mention that. And these people who've been following teachers that have been teaching and cultivating their cattle, their sheep, their followers in the wrong way, these people are going to be scattered when the Lord brings forth judgment. Verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. And that's through the thermonuclear destruction in America. But the third shall be left therein, which is the 1/3, which is part of the elect of the nation of Israel. And I will bring the third part through the fire, through adversity, through the hour of temptation, and through ultimately the thermonuclear destruction, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name. So the elect are going to call upon the true name. These guys who don't want to call on the name, and they very rarely do. Some of them they say they believe in it, but every time they open their mouth is Most High or Christ, right? It says they should call upon my name, the elect will, and I will hear them. So how do we not have the name if the scripture says that the elect will call upon his name and he will hear them? I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my God. Yahweh is my power. And that Lord in all caps signifies the name of Yahweh. So I do hope this lesson has been edifying. We give all praises, honor, glory, and worship to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Shalom.